So, do you ever feel like your next performance is a test? Like this one is the one that will prove whether you're good enough or not good enough? Hi, I'm Hattie Voelcker from Find Your True Voice, and you're listening to the Courageous Performer podcast, a podcast designed to help you feel comfortable and confident in front of any audience. And I've just been running the first of my live trainings to go with my Fearless Performer program, and I'd forgotten how much I love running this program. I just love what I do. I'm so lucky. And module 1 is all about the relationship between the conscious mind and the subconscious and body and how they interact, and the way that the conscious mind can actually mess things up for the subconscious and body and make things harder. And we were talking about this in the module. And one of the things that came up was this idea that people can see every performance as a test. This is going to determine whether I'm a good enough singer. If I sing well here, I'll suddenly feel confident. If I sing badly here, then maybe I should just give up. And feeling like if you sing or dance or act badly, then it must mean you're a bad actor, public speaker, dancer, singer, whatever it is. And making it existential, making it about who you are, as opposed to simply what you've just done. And what that does is it piles on the pressure. So if you've got a performance, and you want to do a good job. If you then go, well, this is make or break. This is the one where I'll work out whether I'm good enough. Suddenly, it's become really much more important in your head, and you've piled on the pressure. And when you pile on the pressure, you create and increase the tension, not only the physical and emotional tension, but this intellectual tension, because you've got to do a good job. Because if you don't, then maybe you should give up. And the stakes go up and up and up. But when you keep who you are separate from what you do, then it creates a different environment. Let me give you this example. I once went up to the piano with my singing teacher, and I put some music down on the piano, and I said, I'm singing this really badly. And she said, well, what would you say if one of your clients said that? I said, I'd be fine with that. You don't understand. I'm awesome. I'm just singing this really badly. Because what I have learned to do more and more, although I slip back into bad habits really easily, is separate what I do and how well I do something from who I am and my value as a human being or my value as a singer. Because, as I like to say, clever people do stupid things all the time. Good singers sing badly. Great dancers have a bad day. Great public speakers have a bad day at the office or the conference center. We are all capable of being good enough in ourselves and still do something badly. We're capable of being good people and making mistakes. But when we say, I've made a mistake, therefore there's something wrong with me, I'm not good enough as a human being, it makes everything feel bigger and heavier and much more critical. It also makes it harder to learn. Because if you go into a space and you've separated how good you are as a human being from how good you are as a singer, from how you are actually singing in the moment, because all of those are separate. I'm not a great singer, but I think I'm an okay human being. I think I'm a good enough human being. But on some days I'm singing really badly. And as I said today, you often learn more from the days you're singing really badly than you do from the days you're singing well. We learn more from our mistakes than from our successes. And when you manage to separate who you are existentially from what you're doing, it makes it easier to learn because you don't have to feel so painfully vulnerable. If you make it about who you are, then it feels more vulnerable in the space. If you go, well, this is just the way I'm singing right now, I want to do it better, then it's easier for you to go, well, I'm doing this badly. I'm doing this better. I want to improve that. I'm noticing the tension here. I'm noticing that I keep forgetting my words in this section. How do I want to improve that? It's less binary. So it feels lower stakes. So have a think about it. Have a think about when you go into something that is important to you, whether you are making it high stakes, by making it make or break, by giving it an extra meaning that it doesn't need to have. If I don't get this job, it will be a disaster. Well, we don't know that for definite. It might be that another job pops up the next day that is a better job. We can't predict the future. But what I can say is that if you put that pressure on, it's going to be harder to do a good job in the moment. So learn to separate what you do and how well you do things from your value as a human being. Because not only is that logical and sensible, because what you do doesn't determine your value as a human being. It plays a role in how we feel about our value. But if you have a bad day, it doesn't make you a bad person. If you sing badly, it doesn't necessarily make you a bad singer. It also doesn't mean you can't improve, because that's the other aspect. When we make it existential, we make it binary, then we don't look to the possibility of improvement. It's like, well, I must give up then, or I'm good enough, I don't need to do any more work. But the truth is, and there's a wonderful story about a violinist who at 92 was still practicing. And somebody asked him, why do you practice? You've been playing for decades and decades. And he said, I think I'm finally making some progress. And it's this whole idea that actually we can keep making progress. But if we make it binary, I'm good enough, I'm not good enough, actually it eliminates that progress element of putting in the work to get better. If you say, I'm a good enough person, I'm a good singer, I've just got loads of tension in my tongue, I'm a good presenter, I'm just struggling with this material, or I'm struggling with this environment, you can then look to a solution to those problems. And that will help you become better and better and better. So to conclude, there are two aspects to this in the main. When you make it make or break, when you put together, when you conflate who you are as a human being and your value and how well or badly you're doing something, not only does it create this extra pressure because you raise the stakes and you create all this tension, but it makes it harder for you to learn from the experience, to glean anything, because you've made it fixed mindset. You've made it, I'm good enough, I'm not good enough, as opposed to how do I want to get better? Some of the best performers I know are people who video themselves performing. Some of the best coaches I know are people who listen to recordings of them coaching so that they can get better every time because they feel good enough in themselves. They just want to get better at that thing. So I hope that's helped you with your performing, and that next time you go and perform, instead of seeing it as a test, you see it as an experience that you can enjoy and that you can help your audience enjoy. If you struggle with performing, then don't hesitate to ping me an email at Hattie, Hattie, at findyourtruevoice.co.uk. Tell me what's going on for you, and let's see if we can find a solution to help you improve your performing. Thank you for listening to the Courageous Performer podcast. I'm Hattie Voelcker from Find Your True Voice.